Okay, right. Now, here's the joke. There's this guy. He's like a high-flying businessman. We know the type, right?
Yeah. Suits and hats.
Yeah. And he's got a daughter. He's like, it's her birthday. It's her 6th birthday. And he's just finished work early for him. So he's like finished work early. It's like 5:25. And he's realises, oh, God, I haven't got my daughter a present for her 6th birthday. This is ridiculous. And he's like running up the high street. Do you call it a high street? Mm-hmm. Running up Main Street.
Sure. Yeah,
and he's like looking in all the stores. I used stores, I meant shops. Like, looking in all the shops. And he just is panicking. And then at 5:29, 1 minute before all the shops shut in the olden days, in traditional shop shutting time, he sees a pet shop. And on the front of the pet shop, there's a big sign saying, "We have a talking cat for sale. Please inquire within." And he's like, oh, wow, this is incredible. This is perfect. My daughter loves animals. She would love a pet she could talk to. Have you even heard of such a thing? This is incredible. This is a miracle. This is a medical animal miracle. So he goes in and like the door ding ding goes through and there's no one behind the counter, and he's thinking, oh, this is weird, and he's standing there for a little bit and suddenly up onto the counter jumps a cat. And the cat says, "Hi, how you doing, buddy?" And he's like, "Whoa, hang on. Are you the..." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm the talking cat. Hi, nice to meet you." And he's like, "Oh my God, this is incredible. You're a talking cat." And he's like, "Yes, I am." And he's like, "Oh, well, sorry, I'm a bit overcome. It's just you're a cat and you really are talking." He's like, "Yes, I am." And he's staring at, the cat's talking, its mouth's moving. It's definitely a talking cat. And he's like, "Oh God, wow. So, I suppose it's a strange thing to ask, but are you the only talking cat in the world?" And he's like, "Yes, I am. Yes." And he's like, "Well, so how did you come to be in this shop?" And the talking cat's like, "Well, it's quite a long story, actually. So I was born in 1981 as part of a research facility in the United States of America. And basically what they were doing was they were putting vocal boxes into cats so that they could send them to spy. Tail end of the Cold War, they would send them to Russia. No one would believe that a cat could talk, could understand English, that kind of thing, could understand Russian. So what would happen is, I'd go into the ambassador's house. They'd be talking about kind of secret nuclear submarines, that kind of shit. I'd be all like going near their legs and stuff, and then I would ring back and I would report back on what I'd seen and heard. And obviously it was a research facility. I had 10,000 cats. I was the only one that worked. All the others, they would either be like, or it just didn't come across it anyway. So I did that for a couple of years, and I was actually quite efficient as a spy. But these programs, they lose funding. It lost funding. I had a couple of years where I was really down and out. I had a really grim time of it. I would, no real cats would accept me, and humans, they were freaked out by it. But eventually, I found a magician, who was like a ventriloquist, and we used to do this thing where I'd pretend to be a ventriloquist dummy, and I would actually talk, and people they go crazy for it because it was like ventriloquism, but it was one other level, and people would think, how do you throw your voice? And he would never give away the secret. And of course, no one thought to suspect that I might be a talking cat because, how many talking cats are there? There's none. So I did that for a good couple of years, throughout the 80s. And then eventually I got tired. And so I met a guy who works on cartoons, and I did a voiceover for cartoons as a cat, because the thing is, often when you have a talking cat in a cartoon, the voice isn't very realistic because it's human beings, but when it's a cat like me, people they gel with it. They're like, this is a cat talking, because obviously it is a cat talking. I mean, they don't know that, but I do the voiceovers, and I did that all through the 90s. I was having a great time. I did, a number of Disney movies, obviously really on the down low, but that kind of thing. Then I was part of a toy team, like a spin-off toy team. We made like Teddy Ruxpins, but for cats, and I had a really good time. But do you know what? I'm tired now. I'm 31 years old. I just want to retire with some people who can look after me. I've done all these things. I didn't even tell you about the time I did the Olympics. I was a mascot for the Olympics in Seoul in 1988. And, I've done so much with my life, and I just really want to find someone to settle down with and have a good time. And the guy says, "Wow, that's incredible. It's an incredible story. I want to buy you, but how? Because where's the guy who runs the shop?" And the cat goes, "Okay, give me a second." Jumps off the counter, goes out the back. A minute later, a guy comes in who runs the shop, tired looking. And the man says, "Hi, I've just met the talking cat. It was incredible. It was marvellous to speak to him. I'd like to buy him. How much?" And the man goes, "I don't know, 50p. He said, "What do you mean 50p? I would pay £1,000 for this. I'm a businessman. I pay £10,000 for this. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Why do you, why are you only charging 50p? And he says, "Oh, yeah, he's a talking cat, but I'm sick of his lies. He's never done any of that."